Alright, good evening everybody. It's Matt, 417 Storm Chasers again with the weather alert update. Just going to kind of go over the next 24 hours here for southwest and south central Missouri. We're going to first start off with the radar picture, kind of what we got going on. That'll help really show what we're kind of looking at for the next little bit. You can see we've got some storms really starting to try to fire up here in northeast Oklahoma, moving their way into the area. And then up here in Kansas, you can see they're really getting with it. But the dry line is sitting right about here. And the way that this pushes forward and you know, the speed that it does that and how it interacts coming into Missouri is really going to show, or that's going to really what's going to set what our weather's going to be like for the next couple of days, because the models aren't really agreeing with each other from one to the other. We're going to go ahead and pull that up. So here's what the Storm Prediction Center is putting out for our categorical outlook for tomorrow. You can see most of our areas in a slight risk. The tornado threat is at 2%, and it's just kind of this little part of southwest Missouri, and that's the part that the models aren't really agreeing on, is the timing and the area. The bigger thing is going to be more wind and hail, is what they're showing. And you know, like we can go here, and like the HRRR model is really good short time model, and it and the North American model are so far off right now. It's just because, see here, we've got a lot of Cape value on this map right now. I guess let's go to 7 o'clock. So see here, it's showing we have a 2455 Cape value, which is really high. But then you see here, out here in, you know, into Nebraska and Kansas, it's pretty much gone. So like this is the line right here, and the interaction between the cold dry air here and the warm moist air here is what's going to really set the stage for what tomorrow overnight tonight is going to look like. I think overnight tonight is probably, we've got a pretty good chance of getting some, you know, strong to lightly severe weather. I don't see it being super crazy, but like, this is what I'm talking about. So here we switch to the North American model, and those same Cape values just go off the charts. So you know, it's all going to be how that pushes into southwest Missouri. But then if we go, let's go back to the HRRR, and we'll go to the composite reflectivity. You see here, this is Monday at 7. This is right matching, you know, where those storms are firing up right now. And then as we go on throughout the night, and that kind of dies off and then cycles back, got some starting here around the midnight 1 o'clock time. And really the afternoon is where it gets different in between the two models. You know, it's got some popping here AM, and then as we go on through the day, kind of pushes off to the north, and then kind of, it's almost like mini rounds of storms, which you can see right here. This is where that dry line's making its way through, but this is 11 o'clock tomorrow. So now we're going to get into daytime heating, what we can get through that as far as what else it can pump into the environment. So that will be the biggest thing, is, you know, what yeah, it's just basically going to be, we're going to get some kind of weather, but as far as what severity, it's all going to be on timing and the way that the system continues to push into Missouri.
So obviously we're going to be here
like always. So if there are any severe weather events, we'll go live on here tomorrow during the day. I'll be out in the field. We'll get on the storms. But it's just another one of those days to be weather aware. I really think the tornado threat is not quite, or no, not even not quite, not anywhere near like it is to the north, and or even for tomorrow. I really see it kind of being more like our last storm event, where it kind of forms like a linear. You'll hear them refer to as a QLCS. I think that's probably what our storms are going to be like tomorrow. But we'll just have to. So QLCS is a quasi-linear convective system. So it's kind of like back in the day they called it a squall line, and that you get a lot of fast winds, heavy hail, heavy rain. You can get quick spin-up tornadoes. They're generally not that big, but that too will depend on how that system, as it pushes forward into Missouri, how it interacts with the warm, moist air that we have here. So I will be updating, and as time goes on, as new information comes out, we'll push it out to everybody. But other than that, thank you, and we'll be in touch.